The Joust Atlas. This is a rotational movement to develop, your core musculature using a dynamic rotational movement pattern. Okay, and um, and the Joust is one of the best specialty core bars that we offer to do just that. So the Atlas is really a throwing pattern. Okay, like right here, a throwing pattern. So that pattern, if you think about it in a if you're gonna throw like a circle, the direction of that circle is diagonal right here. Okay, it's not vertical. It's not like this. Okay, it's diagonal. Okay, that's why I'm holding the joust in this angle. The way I have the joust, it's and the way I'm standing, this split stance is pretty much uh, I'm putting myself in a position where I'm going to perform the movement from my right side. Okay, or think about me being a right thrower. Okay, so your hand frame is going to be overhand grip. Okay, and notice that, see my arms right now. If I'm like here, I'm swing. My arms are swing too far out. I want to start right here, both arms straight. Okay, so I start here. Okay, if you want to make it feel lighter, okay, you can bring it closer to the other side, okay, or if you want to make it heavier, just hold it right here. Okay, your footprint is a split stance. Okay, front foot is flat, toes to heel, and back heel is up. And notice that the way I'm standing is a straight line. Okay, but there's a slight lateral component, and that slight lateral component is about hip width. Let me show you. If I move my back foot forward, see, I'm standing. That's the width component or the lateral component. Okay, so my north south is going to be pretty long. Okay, that allows me to also lower my center of mass and ensure that I have a strong base. Okay, next, flex your hip. Okay, and then you pretty much here ready to go. Okay? The key here is that the inside arm is going to perform a pull pattern, and the outside arm is going to perform more of a push. Okay. When I start, my push is going to go straight down. Okay, and my pull is going to go up. Okay, like so. And notice how I lean to the opposite side to counter the weight. Okay, of the joust and any kind of additional weight that you can add. Okay. So watch. I push down, pull up, lean slightly to the opposite side. Now, once I'm lifting the bar, following that diagonal angle, now the pull changes. Now I'm going to be pulling this way. See? I'm going to be pulling, following the direction of the bar, and now I'm going to push also following that same direction. And I'm going to keep going up until my right arm, it feels that it's right on top of my spine. Okay? Right here. You don't want to go further back. Okay? That's how you know how far back you're going to go. Okay? I'm going to turn here so you can see. Okay? And I'm standing with my right arm pretty much straight and sitting on top of my spine. That's the whole idea. Okay? And notice my trunk, I'm slightly bent to counter the balance. Okay? Then from here to bring it down, you pretty much bring it down following that same orbital or angular direction of that angular motion all the way down. Okay? I'm going to repeat again, doing the whole movement. And notice that I like to keep my vision, you know, straight ahead, kind of horizontal, with a slight downward uh, angle, okay, or line. Okay? I like to think that I'm a pitcher, and I'm looking at the home plate, okay, all along. That's what it is. I mean, this movement is really a throwing pattern, okay, which is a diagonal pattern. When it comes to the Atlas, one of the biggest benefits that it offers is that it will strengthen the, I would say, the posterior change of that throwing pattern. Okay, when we throw, let's say, whatever, a shot put or a baseball, we're usually working the concentric motion, which is that accelerating component. With the Atlas, what we do is we strengthen the decelerating component of a strengthening, that posterior chain of that throwing pattern. So when I go up, when I lift the, when I perform the atlas and I'm going upward, I'm working the concentric contraction right here. Okay? And then when I go down, I'm working the eccentric. I'm holding it. I like to call it pulling the brakes. Okay? And then I repeat. Now, when I'm here, I like to make a slight adjustment on my hip by kind of like, see, it's a slight forward motion. See how I move my hip and my leg? That's it. And it facilitates for that bar to, to be stable, strong, and my right arm to be strong and vertical, sitting on top of my spine. Okay. And then when I go back, I throw my hips back a little bit, and then I let it come slowly. Okay. Let me do it one more time. In your mind, I highly suggest to think that you're working that diagonal orbit. Okay. Pretty much all you're doing, you're swinging your arms. You're swinging your arms all the way until you feel, the back arm being straight up. And usually, your push arm is going to end up about horizontal to the ground. Okay. That is the best coaching cue that I can give you to make sure that you have to, that you do it right all the time without looking yourself in the mirror. When it comes to the grip, people ask me, "Hey, Jorge, what is it that you want to do overhand?" Well, there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, when I'm doing it this way, actually I call it monkey grip. Okay, when I do monkey grip, I make the movement 100% joint friendly, and I mean, or specifically, I mean elbow and shoulder. Okay, notice that when I'm either pulling here, pulling uh, with my right arm, or either pushing, the force line always going to be passing through the elbow joint. You're working with the hinge function of your elbows. Okay, um, and when you do it this way, more important that uh, the pull phase, you're going to be feeling actually pulling muscles, which is the deltoids and so the rhomboids. Not much of the lats, but they're engaged. Okay, and on the push side, you're going to be working, the anterior deltoid and your upper chest. I've been asked multiple times why you don't have an underhand grip on the front. Well, it just doesn't feel 100% right or doesn't feel as comfortable. And the reason is this: when I'm going up here, watch. When I'm going up, even though I'm pulling, okay. Now watch my elbow joint. My elbow joint now is being compromised. See, it's working against that hinge. Okay, the direction. Let me go this way here. Okay, so you can understand. So when if I lift the bar this way, okay, I'm already compromising the elbow uh, joint as related to that hinge function. I want to go this way, and I'm working against it. Okay, is it gonna is it detrimental? Well, maybe not right away, but down the road, you might start feeling, of course, we call it elbow tendonitis. Okay, so to avoid that, to eliminate, not even create any kind of discomfort, your best bet is going to be this way. See how my elbow already is lined up with the bar? See, I'm already in that friendly pattern right there. Okay, so when I come up, see, I never hurt any injury. I mean, I'm not hurting any joint. Okay, I'm working with the joint. A common mistake with the atlas is to change the direction of the orbit, of the throwing orbit, and trying to make it more vertical. So this is what I mean. Even the stance, looks good, okay, but then the bar or the jowl is being placed, instead of placing it diagonally, it's placed vertically. Okay. Now you have to even coil more. Okay, and then the mindset is to leave the bar vertically, like so. You almost putting yourself in a position of imbalance. You feel very off balance here, very unstable. Okay. Number two, Your shoulder feels like you're feeling a little impingement right there. Because I mean, it's too close to your head. Okay, it's very uncomfortable right here. Okay, it almost feel like you're walking in a loose rope. Okay, when you are too vertical, there is no here. There is no lateral component as relate to your um, to your footprint and body alignment. You're pretty much like right here. Okay, that's why you need to have that split stance north, south, east, west, and when the bar is diagonally, you're gonna feel how stable, strong, you're standing, so you can lift the bar in an angle. Okay, so again, this is gonna be the best way for you to perform this movement. The muscle that you're gonna be working, it seems to be like arms, but no, it's your core muscle. Every muscle fiber in your trunk with a horizontal, horizontal or diagonal orientation will be the most activated. Okay, but I'm talking about both obliques. Okay, the your serratus will also be activated. Your transverse abdominis will be also activated. Okay, it is a great way to strengthen your core muscles dynamically and standing. This is the Joust Atlas.